How's it going, everyone? Mountainspyder here, bringing another episode in the Pokemon Unite series. And today I'm going to be talking about the problems I've had with Pokemon Unite. As much as I'm loving this game, I'm having a lot of problems with this game. So I was going to sit down and do this as like a presentation with PowerPoint and make it look all pretty and everything. And put the notes together. I was just getting bummed out by it. So I figured, let's make it a bit more interesting. Let's actually showcase some gameplay and at least enjoy this as much as possible for what is unfortunately a rather irritating topic. So I made a comment replying to one of the comments on YouTube, and what I stated there I think kind of sums up this game for me, is that I'm in love with the concept of the game and I'm enjoying the concept of the game, but I'm not enjoying the game. And it's quite sad, because this is a game I've been looking forward to for quite a while. I mean, I've been a huge MOBA player. It's my favorite genre of game. And I've been playing MOBAs for the last like 15 years, since old school Defense of the Ancients, as a Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne mod, map mod. And so I've been playing MOBAs for the last 15 plus years of my life. So when I heard there was a Pokemon MOBA coming out, I got extremely excited, because it's my two favorite things being blended together. And I like their idea for the game. And I think they had a good idea that just got lost halfway through development. And you can kind of see it in quite a few aspects of the game. And it's quite sad, because like I said, it's a great concept. And I mean, the main idea for the game is good. The execution is quite poor, in my personal opinion. And I said as I'm playing the game is not unplayable. And it's not that bad, but it's certainly not what it should be. Now, first off, and probably my biggest issue with this game... Ooh, I shouldn't have taken that. Okay, I didn't take it. The game is pay to win. Hands down, the game is pay to win. And it's incredibly frustrating that this is the case, but it is. Now, you can argue that yes, you can get the items. Oh, I missed that completely. Yes, you can get the items without having to spend money, which is great. The problem is, the second that you have performance enhancing items that you can buy with real world money, your game is pay to win. And quite frankly, I'm sorry that they would think differently, but it's 100% the truth. Because you're releasing items that players with a credit card have advantage on getting. And that is unfortunately exactly what's happened here. Where... Oh, I thought he would move, but he didn't move. And that's exactly what's happened. In the sense that, yes, I can certainly farm my item enhancers without spending real world money. But the rate at which you get those items is too slow. 100% too slow. And either that rate needs to be improved, or the effect of those items needs to be decreased. Because as it stands right now, held items that have been powered up to like level 30 are just too powerful. The impact they have on the game is too great. And there shouldn't be... You shouldn't have such an advantage by spending $250. And I think it's a serious mistake that they made in developing this game, was making a performance enhancing item something that you can buy. And no amount of increased rate I would even fix this. They need to just 100% either remove item upgrades, or change it that your item upgrades with games played. Something like that. There are other ways to implement their idea that doesn't rely on a credit card. And that needs to be addressed. Because the game continuing like this, being pay to win, is not healthy. And quite frankly, I don't know any other MOBA that does that. Because it shouldn't be a thing. Straight up, it should not be a thing. You should not be able to buy performance enhancing items. Cosmetics, 100%. I agree with making cosmetics purchasable. I think it's a great idea, and it's a way to make a free-to-play game fun and interesting, and it's a way for them to get an income from the game, which I want them to do. I mean, it's a free-to-play game. They need to get a source of income from somewhere. So I 100% agree with them making something purchasable. The problem I have is making an item that makes it easier to play the game. That should not be purchasable. Not for a second. And that is quite frankly my number one gripe with this game, is that you can just pay money and be better at the game. So yeah, needless to say, this is a free-to-play account. So, that is my number one error with this game, and it's the biggest thing that I hope that they get fixed, because it's so sad to see a great concept for a game ruined by, quite frankly, what is greedy developers. And I don't like being that blunt, but quite frankly, it's the case. And I hate that it's the case. So, with the big one out the way, let's move on to my second issue with this game. And that's roll queue. Please, I would love for anyone to explain to me why roll queue does not exist in Pokemon Unite. Because there's no reason it doesn't. Now, yes, you can argue that team comp is a problem with this game. That you've got attackers, you've got essentially defenders, your tanks, you've got your all-rounders, and then you've got support. So you've got 4 different types of play and 5 players. So now, yeah, by not doing roll queue, you give the players the option of setting up their own team comps, which is cool, and it makes it interesting. But the problem is, you're doing rank queue, and you don't have a party, so you're just basically solo queuing. You have no idea what role you're gonna get, and that is not a good thing at all, because you can then end up with the case where you're forced into a role that you're not proficient with. And it's happened to me a few times, because I main support with a little bit of tank on the side, and I've had a few rank games where I've been forced into playing either all-rounder or attack, roles which I do not enjoy playing, and which could have been avoided by having a role queue system. Now, on the basis of allowing players to have more control over the team comps, which, fair, it's a very good argument. Introduce role queue preferences, so you queue up either support and tank, or you queue up attack or all-rounder, so you queue up 2 preferences, so that then at least you have some options of what you would enjoy to play, rather than being forced into a role which you don't enjoy playing in the slightest. And I do not feel that this is a very hard system to implement. Sorry, I lost my words there, I got so irritated. What? They got that? Okay, anyway. So that is certainly something I believe that they can implement rather easily, and something which I have no idea why it's not in the game already. Because I'm sorry, like, how could you not see this being a problem? But anyway, so yes, please, devs, put role queue in some manner into the game, because it needs to be in the game. You cannot have a competitive game like this where you don't have role queue. It makes no sense. It genuinely makes no sense why there is no role queue. Alright. Also, on talking about role queue and matchmaking, I feel like the matchmaking needs a bit of work. The spectrum of like who you might be queued with is a bit too broad. Let's go to the top path. It's way too broad which ranks should be that you may be queued with. And I think that this does need a revisement, because the wider your range of skill level, the less fun the match is going to be. because it's going to be unbalanced. You're increasing the risk of just getting an absolute stomp, which is not something you want. So it's something I do hope that they address soon, because, like I said, you don't want games which are a stomp. That's not fun. Personally, I hate those games the most. I would much rather have a difficult game where both teams are more or less evenly matched. Because that, to me, is a more fun game than just an absolute stomp where one team just absolutely decimates the opposing team. Where is the fun in that? So please, devs, address that. Alright, moving on from better matchmaking is team communication. Now, one thing this game, where is my team? One thing that they really need to work on is improving in-game team communication and ways to communicate with your team. Because as it stands right now, communications are lacking in this game. And communication is a huge part of a MOBA because you need that team coordination. You can't not have it. And as of right now, there is no native voice chat. You have to use something like Discord or third-party software to communicate with your team, which obviously is not possible if you're solo queuing. It only works if you're queuing with friends or people that you know from outside of the game, which makes it difficult. Now, I understand that they want to keep it family friendly and not have to deal with communication problems, but I mean, come on. You've developed a competitive game where you expect players to coordinate with their teams, but you don't give away why is my team not applying pressure, like now, to tell your team, say, come on, stop messing around, let's focus on this, let's stop being aggressive and greedy, because now, even if we get this, there's actually not enough time to even get points off of it, for who knows what reason. Cool, we got it, but now I can't actually push on it. And this is one of those times where proper team communication would have made a difference. Because I think we actually lost this. Oh, we actually won with a terribly low scoring game. So there needs to be better team communication. There should be in-game voice chat. It's silly that there isn't. If they don't want to implement in-game voice chat, the least they could do is give better chat options or add like a customizable chat option. So like in Dota, it's the MOBA I'm most familiar with, so I'll constantly use it as a reference. You can customize your chat wheel with different options so that you don't have to use voiceover, and those options are then translated into the various languages. So then that kind of avoids the language barrier thing, which is very useful. And that is something that is not that difficult to implement, and they could implement it. So that is the third issue I had, which was communications. Going on to the fourth issue, and this is a really big issue for me. Zapdos. Zapdos is busted. It is so stupidly broken and so stupidly unbalanced that it needs to be fixed. There is no balance in Zapdos at all. You could be stomping your opponents and they take Zapdos, get one team wipe, take Zapdos, and it's game. 100% it's game. Zapdos gives you, I think it's like 110 AOS energy just by itself. You can just run down middle and just hit the primary goal zone and you'll just easily overrun your opponents. Or you just take the side lanes and again, easily take your opponents. And Zapdos stuns the opposing team, which assists you in getting that team wipe. And a team wipe at that point, your team's out for about 30 seconds. That is more than enough time for a team to go out, destroy the goal zones, and take the main point. Zapdos needs to be balanced. I am sorry, but it doesn't make sense. Quite frankly, I would honestly be happier if Zapdos was just taken out the game altogether. But I do like the idea of something to fight over, and it is a kind of a core concept of the game is fighting with the wild Pokemon. So, as a way to improve it, I didn't want to take that. I'm so sorry, Rolls. It should not give as much AOS energy as it currently does. I like the idea of it. Oops, that was leave me. I like the idea of it making all of the zones weak, so that you can automatically hit them. I like that idea. I thought I'd get that, but I didn't. I like that idea a lot. And I think that is a concept that they should keep, because it makes it interesting. But what I do think is that the amount of energy you get needs to be decreased, because you get way too much value off of just sniping it. Alright, let's come back. Here. Apply pressure. There's no way I can outbeat them. So, in terms of the amount of AOS energy that needs to be decreased, I don't think the stun is necessary. So, when you take Zapdos, you stun the enemy team. I don't feel like that's necessary. It's kind of just like overkill. And it's something I wouldn't mind them getting rid of. Oh, this is a bad spot to be in. I would be very happy with them removing it. I don't feel like it has a point in the game. And I don't feel like it's necessary. At all. So that is something I would like them to remove the Zapdos. So again, just... It's definitely balanceable. Where it wouldn't take too much to put it in a position where it's not as impactful. It's not an auto win by taking Zapdos. Because right now, it's kind of what it feels like. Is that you take Zapdos and, you know, you win. And that doesn't deserve to be in the game. I think they got that one. I mistimed my R there. So I would love to see Zapdos balanced. Because it's a cool concept to fight over Zapdos. And, like, it's not a bad idea for them to keep it in the game. But, as I said, as it currently stands, there's no way they can keep it in the game and expect a balanced game. Because it's nothing but imbalanced and broken. Nope, I do not want to keep about that, thank you. That was a bit of a waste of a blink, but that's okay. Anyway, that's Zapdos for me. It's something I've heard a lot of problems about online as well. There's very few people that actually like Zapdos in its current form. Because in its current form, it's just game breaking and boring, quite frankly. And I think boring is one of the best ways to describe Zapdos at the moment, because it's just boring. I do hope they fix Zapdos. Now, one of the big issues I have with this game is balance. And like, I love that they implemented God of War. I love it. It's great. I love seeing new champs. I love seeing new heroes and new Pokemon. It breathes fresh life into the game and makes it interesting. I don't know what this Mr. Mime is doing. Oh my word, he actually sniped it. Well done, Mr. Mime. So I love that they're implementing new Pokemon already. It's fantastic. But why are you implementing new Pokemon when your game is broken? This has got to be the most poorly balanced game I think I've ever seen. Like, it's just terrible. To the point where it's virtually unplayable. And I am using that lightly. It's so one-dimensional. The speedsters are on a whole nother level compared to the other Pokemon in this game. And the attackers are not far off. They've got way too much of an impact in this game than they should. And yes, your attackers should be strong. But the game kind of feels like they had like their 5-year-old nieces and nephews come in and be like, oh hey, what do you think would be cool to see the Pokemon do? And that's kind of what they focused balancing around. Because there's like no logic in it, I'm sorry. The Gengar, who hexes, blinks on you and can drop like 2,000-3,000 damage with a blinking attack, which makes it untargetable. And just the mobility behind it, you can't run from it. You cannot run from a Gengar. At all. It's not possible. And on top of that, Gengar blinks. So you basically can't target Gengar without incredible difficulty. It's broken. I don't know how you can look at it. How you can put those patch notes together and be like, oh no, this is totally fine. Because it's not. Oh, I missed that completely. Cool. Let's get that down. So they really, really need to work on what they do with balancing their Pokemon. And the primary accusers here, I would say, would be the speedsters, followed by the attackers. I'm not getting out of that. It's where you feel it the most. The supports feel terrible. I've always been a support player. In every game I've played, I've been a support player. And I feel like this game is kind of a slap in the face of support players everywhere. Wigglytuff is terrible. Needs so many improvements. Mr. Mime is not in a great spot. Mr. Mime could use a lot of work. Eldegoss is okay. Like, there's a lot that could be done to make it better. I'm probably gonna die here. See, this is what I mean, where like, you can't even target the dude. I thought I had an ultimate ready. You can't even target Gengar when he's doing that. Like, seriously. What the hell? And like, that's what I talk about, like, Gengar being just utterly broken. That I can do that. But anyway. So the supports feel very lackluster. The tanks are alright. They're not great. But they're alright. They could do a bit of improving. But my main issue is that certain Pokemon are just blatantly overpowered. Like, there's no hiding it. Like, Gengar is just straight out broken. There's no denying or hiding it. There was no subtlety in what they did. They just made Gengar... That was terrible. They just made Gengar busted. And I quite frankly don't know why they thought this was a good idea. But anyway. I really do hope that they improve the general balancing of the different abilities in this game. Because as it stands right now, you can't expect people to want to play your game when it's this broken. Oh, can we get this down? 5, 4, 3, 2. I think we can get this. Yes, we just got it. Before Zapdos. You cannot expect people to play and enjoy your game when, like, you're just getting one-hit KO'd constantly. Oh, okay. Oi. Get away. Let's try and preserve those 30 points. Oh. Let's go in there, hop Gengar. Oh, Gengar got it. Okay, never mind then. This, like I said, this is game because there's now just like nothing the opposing team can do. It's like, oh, hello, thank you, 100 points. Yeah, the team may as well surrender because there's no points. So yeah, one of the big issues is the Pokemon are very much poorly balanced. The balancing makes no sense. Other than that, I'm feeling that a lot of the Pokemon are too mobile. It's too easy to move around, and it makes it very awkward, especially like playing someone like Mr. Mime. You feel this a lot, where there's too many states where you can't hit the opposing Pokemon. Like Gengar's Blink, you can't hit it. Cinderace has the invulnerability states. Those make it really awkward. And I said you feel it with Mr. Mime because like it kind of feels like Barrier just does nothing. Barrier kind of does less than nothing. And like this is one of the states where I was talking about where it's really irritating because there's no roll queues and I'm being forced into tank, which like fine, I can do it, but I don't want to do it. So yeah, it's just there's too many states where Pokemon can just jump or blink or get on top of you without being able to kite properly. Like if you're playing like Dota, you can kite your opponent Pokemon, you can juke them, you can harass them from a distance. I feel like in this game, you cannot harass Pokemon because everything can jump to you. Most of the Pokemon have a way to jump to you. Granted, Gardevoir being an exception, but like Gengar can blink to you. Machamp can like run towards you and you can't stun him, you can't push him back, you can't do anything. Zeraora just dives on top of you. Snorlax jumps on top of you. Cinderace blinks towards you and hits you and is invulnerable. So like, of the 10 Pokemon in this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Eldegoss technically can do it as well. 7 of these Pokemon can just jump on top of you. Which makes no sense. Like, seriously. It doesn't... This game was balanced very... Oh, I chose the wrong ability there. Very aggressively. Which... Oh, I didn't mean to take that. Whoops. Which... Yeah, it makes it fun. And you feel like a boss because you just absolutely destroy your opposing team in like a one-hit, two-hit KO. But it makes the game very boring. In the sense that you can't... It's difficult to play in a rewarding manner. Because, again, you just stomp your opposing team. You should be taking that, but okay. I actually have experience share on here by mistake. I should have taken it off. I'm not going to get that. It's just, it's, as I said, like, I'm in love with the concept of the game, but not the game itself. Which is very disappointing, because they had a great concept for this game, and they've just ruined it. Oh, I didn't get far enough. Oh, I've been slowed. I'm not going to get this now, and I'm probably going to pay for it. Oh yeah, managed to get the trap off. No, seriously? How did you guys not get that kill? Thank you. Well, knockout, because you know, Pokemon. Thank you. So yeah, I really, really do hope they fix the balancing issues in this game, and they fix the ability to dive, because the ability to dive right now is way too great. Like there. How can you do that? You've set up a wall, you set up a barrier. It's my ability, my defensive ability, but you're just able to like, oh lol, let me just like, you know, blink over it, because like, why would it impact me? And that's something I have a huge issue with. You should not be able to jump a barrier like that. It defeats the point of having that barrier. If you can just be like, nah, I'm good, I'm just going to blink through it. With a normal type move. I understand using eject button to get over it. That's fair. You're using something that has like a 40-second cooldown. You're paying for it. But for Zoroark to be able to just be like, lol, nope, and dash through it, makes no sense. And it's something they need to address, is that the offensive abilities in this game vastly overpower the defensives. And it's kind of to the point where I'd rather go for Stealth Rock, quite frankly. It kind of gets to the point where it's like, it's kind of pointless playing like defensively or playing... I don't think I got that. Or trying to play defensively or buffing, debuffing your opponent. Because they're able to just completely negate what you're doing. Without... Oh, bugger off. Without doing much. Which is... It's sad. It's disappointing. And it's disappointing that they've balanced it so poorly. Okay, well, none of our team went there, so let's go top off and let's try that instead. Like, I thought I was being slow, but like no one else was actually bothering to go there. Yeah, it's just... The balance has gone in the wrong direction, and it's very, very sad, because, as I said, they had a great idea for this game, and they've just ruined it. Completely and utterly. Ruined it. Oh, I'm in serious trouble now. I didn't see Zoroark. Can I get there in time? At least get my ability off. No, didn't do anything. So it's just, yeah, there's just too many things that bypass defenses in this game, which makes playing tank and it makes playing support. It makes it feel very boring and useless. It feels like you have too little of an impact in the game, because you're able to just negate what people are doing. Oh, here come the ultimates. Yep, that's nice. Goodbye, everyone. It's game. Yeah, like I said, it's just... they had the right idea, and they lost it. And I sincerely hope that they fix this game, because there's a lot of potential for this game to be great. But as it stands right now, it's not. This game is not great. It's really not great at all. And I want it to be better. I really do. And I hope that they make it better, because they had a good idea. And instead of making it good, instead of making it great, they made it very subpar. And I feel like they could have done a lot better. Like I could have done a lot better there. Anyway, let's try and enjoy the rest of the game. I would love to hear everyone else's opinions on the matter. What you think is wrong with the game, and how you would go about improving on it. Because I think there are definitely ways to improve the game. But as it stands right now, I think it needs to be improved. Because as it stands, this game is just exactly that. I just feel like giving up with playing this game. And it's sad, because I've been looking forward to this game for months now. And seeing it come out in this state is just so sad. Can we do anything here? Oh no. Can't apparently. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, that's enough complaining. Just try and enjoy the rest of the game and see what I can do. I must say I'm very unfamiliar with Crustle. This is like my third game with Crustle, and it's something I definitely want to practice on. Because I think of the tanks, it's kind of their tank that appeals to me more. I think Stealth Rock was a bit of a mistake. I shouldn't have gone for Stealth Rock here. I should have gone for X-Scissor. Ooh, don't go aggressive. Don't go aggressive. Yeah, I went with Stealth Rock to kind of combo with Rock Tomb to try and restrict their movement as much as possible. But again, it's like, what's the point? Again, you're able to dive over a barrier, which, okay, yes, you're jumping over it, like, I hear you, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense from a balancing perspective that you're able to be like, oh, lol, nope, you've just spent your resources to put up this barrier, I'm going to use my resources to jump over it, and, like, be offensive at the same time. Which, you shouldn't be able to negate something that easily. I feel like it's way too easy. Oops, I missed that one completely. It's way too easy to negate abilities and to get over abilities. It's just silly. Because I mean, like I said, looking at my opposing team right now, Zero Aura is able to just dash straight through my barrier. Cinderace is able to dash through my barrier. Eldegoss is able to get over my barrier. Snorlax is able to get over my barrier. So, what's the point of my ability if the entire opposing team can get over it with ease? And that's my issue. I feel like they had no idea what they were doing when they balanced this game. None whatsoever. And I really do wish, and I really do hope that they balance this game better. Because as it stands right now, it's just silly. I shouldn't have gone in there. That was a really bad play from my side. I kind of just like, at this point, just YOLOing it because we've lost this game completely. The only hope is that we can take Zapdos. Like, take Zapdos and take the team fight. But yeah, we just got wiped. There's no hope. No hope. Yes, please can we, like, you know, please can we actually surrender now? Because this is so beyond funny. Thank you. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you'd improve this game. Because right now it's just a straight thumbs down for me. Anyway, until next time. Cheers, everyone. Try and enjoy it.